Well, I know Stian for a little bit for a while now, and I know that the guy has got a lot of hundreds under his belt. So obviously, I think he knows how to handle himself during the 90s. He seemed calm himself. I didn't really have to say too much, and I think that the context of the game kind of helped that we were looking to score runs, and sometimes that allows you to just play a lot more free, and I think that kind of helps Stian. And the way he batted was beautiful to get us to the score win. We felt that we wanted to get out these 35, 36 overs at the guys. We felt that it seemed like there was a bit of rain around, so we tried to push for runs as quickly as possible and rather declare earlier than too late. Because obviously, as the light deteriorates, you can't bowl your seam bowlers, so we thought we might as well try and catch up as many overs earlier as possible. But as it happened, we didn't get any overs in. Well, I think the way the game's positioned at the moment, we've done our bit. Nothing else we can really do. We try to score quick enough to give ourselves as much time as possible to bowl, and now we just wait and see whatever we get. I mean, for us, it's been a lovely 2 days, and tomorrow, if we get on the park, then it leaves us basically 3 days to try and get 20 wickets, and I think that's the ideal. Yeah, listen, I'm really happy to have got some runs under my belt. I must be honest with you, I didn't think of it any further than being another innings for me in Test cricket. I'm just really glad that the team's in a position. I really didn't think too far ahead in terms of being at the first game as captain here. The other thing is, we were in a bit of trouble at, I think, 50 odd for 3, and the partnership with AB was really a really crucial one. The wicket had a little bit in it, and we managed to stick in there for a little while and get the game in a good space. Yeah, you hear it when it well, it comes up on the board, so you can't really miss it. But I firmly believe records are always going to be broken, so you really can't have any sentimental value to these type of things. It's here and now, and whatever the game, whatever you manage in the game to get, I'm really grateful for. Whatever kind of little feathers in the caps, that's fantastic. But in some other time, it'll be somebody else's feather. So, yeah, the game goes on. It's hard. I don't know. I think I've played 2 series against them. One was, I think, 2010. Oh, sorry. And then the other one was here. I can't remember the year. I think it was before that. It goes like that. We didn't play a lot of cricket against them. They're probably one of the nations that we've played the least amount of Test matches in my career against. So, I think getting some runs probably helps that a little bit. But as I say, it's not something too important to me. I was very tired yesterday. At the end of the day's play, myself and AB were pretty much in survival mode in the last few overs. I think we haven't played Test cricket in many months, and the reality is it takes a lot of time to get used to it. You need that full day on your feet to kind of realize, just how tough Test cricket is, physically and mentally. And last night I felt extremely tired. Today I'm feeling a bit okay. I think I could still go on if we had to. I'll maintain it's still early days in my captaincy. The more I'm captaining, the less I see it as a distraction. For me, it's just about trying to bat and score runs. And I hope in time to come, I can score more runs and just continue. But it's a bit early to still say whether it's going to affect my batting or what. I'm not thinking too much about that. It seemed like the wicket flattened out a little bit. I still feel there was a little bit in the wicket up front. If you put the ball in the right area, the ball swung and nipped a bit. So, and perhaps from the day before, a little bit of divots because the wicket was a little soft. So let's see. I feel it flattened out, but the rain today, there might be a bit of sweat under the covers, might work in our favor in that regard. Yeah, that's, as I said, maybe the rain might kind of help us in that regard. We've got a wonderful four-seam bowlers, probably I consider the best bowling attack in the world. So if we can make some inroads early days, we'll set the game up. No, there hasn't been a great change in the build-up. There has been awareness about that for the last couple of years. In Sri Lanka, we started really well in the first Test at Galle, and we started well here yesterday. So maybe it's a bit of an improvement, but I think sometimes the more emphasis you place on it, sometimes the worse it gets. So at the moment, we're not placing a lot of emphasis on it. We were in a bit of trouble yesterday, but you know what? We managed to find a way. So we want to keep throwing the first punch, as to say. But yeah, it's been a good improvement in that regard. Yeah, I think he did. I mean, he was, probably the best bowler yesterday. And not having him allowed us to score a lot easier, especially with the spinners bowling and their part-timers. So it did make a difference, yeah. Well, I think Suleiman Ben's a different type of spinner. He's very tall. I think we were just talking. He releases the ball probably from 3 meters high, and you don't often get that in world cricket. And he got a lot of bounce. So, I mean, he's a quality bowler, and he did the job for them. At the same token, I think we managed to handle that and get a good score on the board. So, although we don't have a frontline spinner, I still think we can probably try and do the job with four seamers and some of our part-timers.